I hope I'm audible. I think something's bugging me. Let me remove it. Sorry, I didn't tell you. I was removing the bag of borders. Okay. Last year in April, I went bungee jumping. And trust me, it sounds a big deal because, yes, it was, of course. I was standing nearly 60 meters above the ground, properly harnessed, professionals telling me you're absolutely safe. But let me ask you and you, in fact, everybody present here, have you ever been completely safe, still felt terrified and unsure? Well, that was me in that very moment. And the reason, it's quite predictable actually. It's fear. But the catch is that fear doesn't wait for danger. Fear waits for possibilities. Fear waits for opportunities. Greetings of the hour, everybody. I am Priyanshi Kaushik, global citizen of Mount Abu Public School. And my talk revolves around one single idea, the idea of crossing borders, the idea of going beyond your limits, transcending one's own limits. And I'm not talking about going overseas or crossing across oceans. I'm talking about the borders that we build here, in our minds, the ones that have been quietly whispering, you're not enough, you're not doing good, you're just not enough, stop it. But I think I like to break it to you, I actually hate to break it to you, that this story is not about fear. I'm sorry to break it, but this story is about what happens when fear meets choice and how I chose my fears over anything else in the world. How I transcended my limits, how I unlearned the limits, the borders, and finally channeled my inner leadership for the greater good of the world. So I would like to ask you all, how many of you are aware of the Murphy's Law? Although there's a lot light here, I can barely see anybody. But can we please show with a quick raise of hands? Murphy's Law. Okay, thank you. Murphy's Law states that anything that is meant to go wrong will go wrong at the worst possible time. I know, sounds really disastrous because it is. Well, let's take an example, okay, anyhow. You get all dressed up for an event, you're so excited, you get out of your home, and universe being universe, it makes it rain. Sad. Or it could happen at this very moment as well. The camera might stop working, the screen might start glitching, or even worse, I could forget my lyrics. Lyrics? Speech. My bad. Well, science explains why this feels so inevitable. Humans notice the negative outcomes 2 to 3 times more than the positive ones. And to be honest, this was a gift for our ancestors because it helped them to learn about their predators. But in today's time, is it a boon or a bane? Well, the truth is, it is merely a mode of convenience for us. We are 100% persuaded that taking action is heavier than distraction. You see the irony? And standing on that bungee platform that day, I realized I wasn't being dramatic at all. My brain was just biologically wired. Eventually, I learned about another concept, more like a law, but not like a law of the universe. But it became a rule by which I governed my life later. It's called the Ypres Law. Okay, let's get back to basic English. How do we spell Murphy? Murphy. And how about Ypres? Yhprum. So, if you haven't figured it out already, it is just the exact opposite of what the Murphy's Law is. Everything that can go right will go right even when it's not meant to be. And trust me, it is not blind optimism. It is called strategic confidence. It's called believing in yourself, and hence psychologists name this growth mindset. It says that when you believe in yourself, you expand your horizons and go out of your way to achieve those goals. And that became my turning point. I went from what if I fail to what if I learn, what if I experiment and succeed anyway. and hence take on the world. Okay, I love space, I love astronomy. Let's do a little time travel, okay? Let's go back to 2021. It was the year when I featured in a television commercial for Engage with Science under Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Lights, camera, action became the regular phrase of life then. The buzz, the equipment, the crew, it was so electrifying, trust me. But the catch, how can we miss the plot? The magic didn't follow me home. The applause, it didn't travel through my door. It was just me, my doubts, my fears, my weaknesses in that room. And I realized something immensely profound and very heartbreaking. I started to lose myself strand by strand, not dramatically, not overnight, but slowly. My academic performance, it began to decline. Hard to accept, but yes. And the reason wasn't because I wasn't capable or anything. It wasn't there because I was not present. I stopped being Priyanshi. I wasn't being myself. And some days I wouldn't even leave the side of my bed and doom scroll for endless hours on YouTube looking for fake motivation outside, looking for some inspiration outside, looking for it somewhere in the world because I couldn't find any of it inside me. That still brings a lot of emotions back though. It's very hurtful. And psychologists call this avoidant coping, this very behavior, when escapism is easier than engaging. And the funny part is that you look just the picture perfect girl. You have to be the picture perfect girl. You can't be any less than it. And you look not wrong enough from the outside. Just like that, days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and months into 3 whole years. 3 years, yes. By January 2025, I knew something had to end. But it was not my leadership, it was not my curiosity, it was not my ambition this time, but it was this very loop I had been for 3 years. I acted while I was still unsure, and that's when I co-founded a very proud self-initiative called RISE, Reaching Inner Serenity Every Day. RISE was created to open conversations around mental health and mental well-being, to finally normalize speaking, listening, and checking in on each other. Because you and me, we both needed some time and somewhere in the day. But most importantly, before RISE could help anybody else in the world, it helped me first. It helped me gain back my authority on self. It gave me clarity and structure to my chaos. And then came April 2025. The family trip, the rope, the bungee, the 60-meter drop. Okay. Well, standing on that platform, I realized something significant, that I had been standing on that edge for years. Not of myself, but of my doubts. The constant procrastination, the excuses, the weaknesses, they weren't signs of anything, but just the borders I hadn't learned how to cross just yet. And yes, eventually I did jump off the platform, and nothing magical happened. The rope held, I didn't learn to fly or to float, nothing happened. But I imparted one single lesson, that fear doesn't exist to stop us. It exists to show us the places we haven't discovered just yet. And that gave me the courage to break my internal borders and give clarity to my purpose. And in May 2025, I got the immense and the incredible responsibility of being chosen as the head girl of Mount Abu School. A role that would challenge me, a role that would shape me, a role that would teach me what true leadership means. And I'm telling you, it's not about the authority, it's not about the applause either. It was about stewardship. It was about guiding peers, not controlling them. It wasn't about control. It was about collaboration. And another lesson that I learned was that leadership is less about being seen, but more about the impact that you leave behind on others and on the world. Soon enough, in July 2025, I represented my school at the UNESCO Global Youth Forum. It was an amazing opportunity to be a part of such a big organization. And at the forum, young delegates from all around the world discussed roadmaps for our future generation. And at the forum, I discussed dialogues on youth engagement, global collaboration, measurable outcomes. And I learned that breaking borders isn't just personal, it's also societal, it's also about the world. Shortly after, I represented my school at yet another event. It was International Confederation of Principals. I was in fact a part of it with our revered principal ma'am, Dr. Jyoti Arora, and having to give this opportunity to me, I'm really grateful, ma'am. At the forum, at the session, we talked about 21st century skills. And we global learners of Mount Abu School are already infused with it. Well, look at me, not being boastful, but still. And how collaboration can be a part of our education system. How we young learners like me, like you, can finally break the borders around us in education, healthcare, dynamics, mindset, cultures, and what not. And that made me ready to take on the world. At last, I'm not ending the speech yet if you're getting excited, sorry. Well, all these experiences, be it Rise, becoming the head girl, the bungee jump, the TVC, everything combined into one single truth. It reinforced one single idea, that leadership is not a trophy, but a tool. A tool which can be used to siphon your inner leadership for the greater good, for the bigger picture of the world. And as I started to think systematically, I thought, why don't I put all of these experiences of courage, action, resilience into practical steps for anybody, rather be it anybody of age 5, 15, 25, or 55, who's willing to finally break their borders, to come out of their closet. And I call it the 5 C's of crossing borders. Commit, create, connect, celebrate, and continue. Can we repeat it? Can we do it, please? Do it with me. Commit, please. Commit, create, celebrate, continue, collaborate. Let's learn what these mean. Commit. When you make that commitment, you move forward. Just apply for the role, hand in your resume, just do the startup, but just do it for the sake of doing it, for the sake of yourself. Second, create. Stop waiting for the perfect moments, because let's be honest, there's nothing like it in the world. When you take your steps, be it imperfect, be it unsure, you move yourself forward, you torch your way. Third, connect. Connect with yourself, connect with your friends, your teachers, collaborators, and mentors. Because why not? And that's when your horizons are going to expand so much that you've never even thought of them. Fourth, and the most important one, actually, celebrate. We all love parties and celebrations, don't we? And why not celebrate the tiny wins? Because gratitude is going to fuel your next big leap. And the last but not the least, continue. Keep experimenting, keep growing, keep leading, keep learning until success and breaking borders becomes a perpetual habit. And if I had to put all of it into a beautiful rhetorical poem, it would something be like this. We tell ourselves not today. Dress our fear in words like delay. We wait for signs, for stars to align, as if the courage is going to clock right on time. Breaking borders isn't a fearless flame. It's moving on just the same. Not when the doubt is packed and gone, but rather when it's loud and we move on. I didn't come here brave or sure, but I came here chasing what's imperfect and pure. Because the only decision we make under pressure is the only border we ever measure. It's the only border we ever measure.
Thank you for leaving us inspired.
I'm so sorry, I would like to continue. I said don't get excited yet, okay? I'm trying to be the showstopper. It's okay, it's human. And at the end, It all comes down to one single truth. 17 years, 17 doubts, 17 moments I had stayed put. But one final day, I stepped out, the borders broke, the limits fell, and the world waited for me as it found my momentum. Thank you.